Good afternoon, guys. How is everybody doing out there? It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. Thought I'd come on here, answer any questions you guys have. We can go over anything. Um, Talk just generally about the markets and what is going on here. More Twitter flow. Today's 25 calls. So you guys can chat with me, interact. So what's going on here today, guys? We've gapped down. We, looked like we're going to bounce for a bit. Couldn't. Made a new low on the Qs. Made a new low on the SPYs, and we've just been slowly drifting down here, not on big volume at this point. We're okay. We're a little over 50 million, 59 million shares now in the day. We're going to have a big volume day here, no doubt about that. There are some things going on here, though, that are got me a little bit worried, and just taking it easy. I've made no trades today, but I also haven't sold any of my positions at this point. Do want to point out, we just had some big call buying on the VXX come in. Here they are, Feb 32s, 13,000 of them now. $1 million of them were swept. They kept coming in, they're coming in, and they're coming in. So somebody out there is playing for some more volatility. And I want to point this out to you guys out there that this is a potential issue, right? If we're not getting a bounce, we're sitting here, we're losing the 21-day, and we're just not getting it. Now, not all stocks and sectors are created equally here, right? So when we look at what's going on out there, Facebook has been strong all day today. Netflix has been strong all day today. I'm pointing these out because names that should be selling aren't necessarily selling. Amazon has been all over the place, but pretty much holding where it gapped up to. So just a lot of very mixed signals out there. Banks, which should have been strong, were strong most of the morning, are now selling off here. All right. So what do we have down there? There we go. So now we're getting a little weakness here. Bonds went through the roof. Bonds went up, filled a gap on a long-term gap, and have come in, and they're really just heated here. So this is the bond yields, not bonds, TBT. So keeping it on. VXX, March 9th, 50 calls coming in. $128,000 of that just came in. So there's some action out here, guys. There's some concern out here. Most of the action I've seen today has been in today's expiration on the call side. So just putting that out there that they're not buying a lot of long-term stuff right now. They're not very bullish. Everything seems to be small and short-term at this point in the markets. So this is telling me to be very, very careful at this point. Very, very careful in the markets. Think before I put anything on long-term here. We have 2 hours and 40 minutes to go to the close. It's going to be a wild close at this point. What's my thoughts on UPS, Jordan? Doesn't look good. It's got long-term support around this 111.30, right? So, when you look at a chart and you open it up, right, you got support here. So you see how this was resistance over in this area and it hit here and held. Resistance becomes support, right? First, you got the 200-day. So if UPS is going to be any good, Jordan, it's going to hold the 200-day. The institutions will defend it at the 200-day if they want to stay in it. It's extended down here. So that's what you got to see. Does it hold the 200-day or not? And I don't just mean for a brief tick. Does it hold it? Does it stay on it, right? Does it hit it and bounce and stay with it? So that's my thoughts on UPS. So as we head in here until this next week, we've needed some of this kind of action. We're bringing in a lot of bears are coming to the market. The bears are trying to roar. Short interest is going up quickly. This is not a horrible thing. This gives us the catalyst for the next move up when we get it. CBS, April 65 calls coming in. Looks like 1,600 of them at 0.76 cents. This is potential buyout, merger with Viab. Apple Vinet. Apple. Apple, 2 downgrades today, 1 upgrade, big call block out of the gate, and then puts all day long. Weak, not holding in well here at all, Vinet. It's not on my radar at the moment. Now, they are going to announce buyback and dividends next month or next quarter. I forget which one they said. Maybe then we get something. But for now, it broke through support, right? And here's your 200-day. So you got to kind of look at this one as well. Can we come in here and hold that? That's your next area on Apple. Does it come in and does it hold that? Right now, it's in the middle of nothing for me. It's nothing more than a day trade, long or short, right now until I see some better action. Baba is kind of in the same boat right now. It's kind of in la la land. Really, toss all day long. This thing has been a freaking rocking disaster. Now, Baba, it's trying to hold this 21-day. It went below it. Better support here on the 50. I do think it kind of wants it at this point. VXX more buying here. Feb 47 calls swept. 40K of them. More coming in behind it. A lot of VXX coming in all of a sudden. My head is rocking today. Feb 49 calls swept. 32K of that. Yeah, I would probably take a look at it there. Small at first, right? Just in case. Some news on Tesla. Oh, no, it's getting hit a little bit. Yeah, I would be looking at leaps at that point. I agree. OLED, I want to say this was up on Cuervo yesterday, right? Isn't that what it was moved up on yesterday on Cuervo but didn't hold it? If I remember correctly, Jordan. By the way, guys, you can interact with me. You can chat with me if you have questions. We can go over stuff. Just thought I'd come in here and just, talk you guys through a little bit of what's going on. Goldman Sachs, the banks are getting hit here at this point. The banks, which look good all day, are now looking weak. GS always trades wide and loose, Jordan. And at this point, it's kind of losing the 8-day and lost this area, right? It's losing the upper area. See now if it needs to hold here. So you got to kind of look at your chart and say you want it to hold the breakout, which is where the 21 days, it's 262 area. And I'm just looking at it in generals, right? You get it. You can go in there and look for yourself to the penny, but that 262 area is where you want it to hold, which is roughly where the 21 day is. So, the momentum right now is to the downside, and it's kind of accelerating here. VIX just got a big spike. All right, so we got a big spike up here in the SPIX. Let's see what VXY doing here. Spiking here. VXX calls are rocking it. Still really red. BP puts coming in. All right, so you guys see how I work. For you guys not in my service, you get to see how I work and what goes on. Feb 9th puts, 40 puts. So it seems like the market's not quite ready yet to turn itself around today. SPY's at fresh lows, Qs are falling. IWM had been stronger earlier. What's it doing now? Turned back down to the lows of the day, right? So we got a spike and it turned. Yeah, XOM was bad. The whole energy sector is getting smacked on it, Jordan. Right? Energy is way down today. Here's your 50-day. I'm watching that area. If we're going to go for a bounce in in the energy space, I'm not looking at XOM. They were pretty bad. I'm looking at this one. Well, if I could type it. For a bounce, I'd look at Schlumberger. That's the one they've been coming after the most often. The puts in BP could be. It could just be somebody out there in general, just protecting at this point, Jordan, against the big move they have. It's and it's get ahead of earnings, so they're coming in ahead of earnings. They're probably just protecting ahead of earnings. That's all it is. All right, here's your earnings on Monday or Tuesday. So in general, guys, be very careful out here right now. The market is not behaving itself. It's not in a good way. HMNY is rocking, though. All right, this thing's trying to get going into a bad market. It has some big volume popped into it. We caught that. CVX wasn't bad, just not enough. Just not enough. Jordan, I don't call bottoms and tops until I see one confirmed. I'm not calling a bottom into a bloodbath right now. No, Jordan, the HMY is not bad. They were buying more calls on it again today. I own a bunch of common on this thing now. It's all a little bit underwater, but I don't care. I think they get bought. I think this is something's going on with this. They have a great concept with this one. Jordan, I mean, everybody can call a top and a bottom, right? There's a famous bear out there on Twitter who calls tops every freaking other day and gets smoked nonstop. I'll play the action. I'll play it as I see it. I'll look for my entrances where I like it and where the setups are good and see a nice reversal candle or a topping candle to get out, right? Into a market like this, I'm not going to call a bottom or here at this point. You know, I said today to people in my service into this candle here, and it said this maybe we get a bottom here today, right here, because of the volume and the reversal on it, right? But you have to see. All we did was an H cell pattern, right? Today we did an H cell pattern, created a lower level H, rolled over, came back up, and rolled over. So we got just a series of waterfall, like you said, a cascading down here. Not a real volume, just slow profit taking. But what I want to point out today is that this is a very controlled sell-off, guys. This is not this is not everybody running for the hills, get out of the way, right? VXX, more coming in while we're speaking. They want this. VXX, more. Feb 9th. That's next week's, right? Next Feb 9th. 40 calls, swept 1,000 of them. We paid 38 cents. Netflix, some bearish action coming in. Netflix, June 210 puts. It's a block, though. So, you know, hard to tell what it is. Action going up here. No, HIMIX, HMNY has not been bad. Oh, HIMIX? I haven't looked at HIMIX. Let me take a look, no. No, it's been good all day, too. Another nice look. Boeing had some flow in it today. I didn't play it, and it just sold off. That was that candle. All right, so Boeing got a little bit of flow weeklies. It wasn't today's expiration. I didn't touch it. Hey, Mark, is this a correction? It's a pullback, right? It's a pullback at this point from the highs. All right, so you know we're pulling back off of here, right? Your high is 28.72. Oh, 27.85. So watch this. All right, hang with me, guys. I'm going to show you something here. $27.85.84. That is your 3% pullback from the all-time highs. Hey, look at that. Good, we just cross. A pullback is typical, Jordan. We typically get 3 to 4, 3 to 5% pullbacks in a year. A correction is usually considered 10%. Right? So we're about to hit the first 3% pullback we've had in this market since the election of Trump. You're very welcome. All right. So what you do from here now is you come in, you do another one of these. So, right, again, take your number 28, 72, 87, right? Times 95%. Then we come in, we grab another one, and we do this again. 2729.22. Okay, that is 5%, right? So now you know, you put these in there, you look at them, and you say, I now know where my marks are. So I've just officially hit a 3% pullback in the markets. Can I get to 5? And look how quick and easy you have that now. You put this on your charts, and you now have this to look at when you start trading, right? You know what it is. You have it there. You look at this and say, okay, I now know what I'm dealing with. You take a look at this and say, all right, where am I at? Trade accordingly. For me, we've lost momentum if we close below the 21 today in the markets. Bearish stuff coming in on Microsoft now. So this is market's just changing character here a little bit. So we're seeing a little bit of protection going up. June 77.50 puts. For me, the more I see this, the more I think we get closer to a bottom, because usually they're late. When they start coming in, that's usually when they're getting late. Let me show you something else, guys. Intraday oscillator, right? I'm a big fan of this. And I can pull it up into this right. Right here, McClellan intraday oscillator on the SPY is right now at what? Negative 265. Negative 100 is considered to be oversold. So trying to give you guys ideas, concepts of where we are, right? You know I'll be doing charts on Sunday during the game or before the game. So, today's a day that, I didn't do any trades today. I stay with the trades I have, and I'm just kind of waiting to see how this plays out at this point. I'm hoping this is helping you guys, is finding this useful, this information. I love coming on and talking to you, giving you some stuff. There we go. Anything else, guys, I can help you with here? So again, what I would do here is, if you're in long-term options, I would consider, I'm down on a bunch of positions, Jordan. I have, but all of them are pretty much out in March or later, so I'm not worrying too much about it. For what it's worth, I don't think we're in for a long-term correction here at this point. I think we're getting some profit taking. We're seeing a little bit of frothiness here. There's a lot of political news and stuff going on. And, they'll go reassess everything over the weekend. Earnings have been pretty good for the most part. So a little weakness will help refresh everything and set things up. All right. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go back to my normal routine here. If you're not on my service, there's a link in here if you want to try me, smartoptiontrading.com. Click on it. Click on real-time option flow, $25 for the first 30 days. Don't think you're going to be even remotely disappointed. For everybody in the service, I'll be on all day long, and then we'll do our recap live for you guys today around 3:15, 3:30. What will I be doing next in terms of what, GJ? The oscillator is just a measure of overbought, oversold, and breadth in the marketplace. All right, guys. Take care. Be safe. I'll catch you guys on Twitter. Thanks for joining me.